So that's it. I'm home. I did say I was going to post from the airport, but airports being airports, flight was delayed and there was all sorts of confusion. So I never got round to doing that. So I thought I'd wait till I got home. Alison kind of picked me up, which was very nice. And yeah, so I'm doing it now. So I was going to go through some stats, which I'll do in a minute, but yeah, it's all over, and it's a very weird feeling because it's probably like finishing school or post holiday that you sort of think, oh, that was an experience, but now it's over, and you get a bit the going to work blues the next day. I'm not going to work, but that sort of feeling. So it's very weird. But when me and John arrived, I don't think we really had in Florence what seems like God knows how long ago. I'm not sure we realised quite how tough it was going to be and how we'd suffer on it a little bit. And I think we'd prepared quite well. John obviously was unfortunate with the accident and missed a fair bit of training, but we'd sort of prepared as much as we could. But I don't think anything could prepare you for that first few days that we had. It was sort of unreal, really difficult. And there were times in those early days, particularly when we first arrived at Florence, that we wasn't sure we'd make it to Nice. And obviously, unfortunately, for medical reasons, John didn't. And he's much better now, which is great. And but I was fortunate to be able to do it. Lucky, really, because at no stage did I ever get ill. A lot of people did. There were bugs going about, stomach bugs and coughs and chest infections. I didn't have any accidents, touch wood. Oddly, I didn't have any punctures. So 3 weeks, I'll tell you how many miles in a minute, and not a single puncture. On my bike, when I had one of the loaners on one day, I did have one puncture, but that wasn't my bike, so I'm not counting it. So my bike had 0 punctures for all the miles it did. And yeah, amazing, really. Mostly because the roads are good, because they tarmac them ready for the pros to come through the following week. But yeah, I was really lucky, I think, with no illness, no injuries. One bad day, really, and I'll talk about that again in a sec. And yeah, I think I was dead lucky, really. So the highs, a bit of a cliche, really. The people were great, by and large. I didn't get to know everyone because there's too many people, but the people I did get to know, I was obviously terrible with names and always forgot people's names and used the wrong names from time to time. But the people were great, really friendly, and we're all there doing the same thing, mostly trying to help each other out as well. The team, the Loop team, were amazing, just so helpful. The logistics are incredible, getting that amount of people around France in coaches or by bike, and to feed them, get them all fed, watered, clean, and in hotels and rested is just a feat of genius, really, with that amount of people. Just incredible. So the logistics are they're very, very difficult, but they do it so well. They've done it for a while anyway. Teamwork. I've met some new friends. There's every chance I might not see many of these new friends again, and we might keep in contact via WhatsApp groups. There might be some that come into London. Matt, Natalie, Warren, and a couple of others may well come into London. If they do and get in touch, I'll go for a beer. And Nick talked about something over at the Velodrome in South London, and if he does that, a little race over there, I'll go over and ride. But yeah, there's a chance I won't see any of these marvellous people again, but I'm not sure that matters particularly. It's just a great experience that we had together, which I enjoyed. One of the highs was the ease of life, really. I talked about this bubble before where, you wake up in the morning, they feed you 4 times on the route. You get fed when you get back, you get clean, you sleep in a hotel room, and you just repeat the whole thing again for 23 days, really, including the rest days. And that was incredible, and I'm going to miss that without question. The lows, I only have a couple, really. I broke a wheel on my bike, so I had the expense of getting a new wheel. Probably better than the expense of having to get a new bike, which was a consideration at one point. And broke a cable. That was about it, really. Tourmalet Day was a bit of a low for me, purely because for safety reasons I couldn't finish the last climb. I did all the climbs that day, and all the descents in dreadful weather, but on the last one where it was dark, freezing cold, could hardly feel my hands, it felt like the wrong thing to do and dangerous, and I think I said at the time it's not worth dying for. So I only sacked one climb really in the 3 weeks. So that was a bit of a low, I guess. And that's about it really. Didn't have too many other lows, and so I got no injuries or illness, so I got away relatively stress-free. Apart from the agony of climbing up the hills, immediately you start descending or going on the flat. The recovery is very good, and that is one thing that I learned, that the body actually is capable of so much more than we think it is. So yeah, get yourself out there, because you can do more than you think you can, because I didn't really think I could do this at my age, or any age really, but yeah, it's possible. So I've got some stats and I've written them down because obviously I won't remember all of that. So the stats were 21 days riding. That doesn't include 2 rest days, so 23 days on the road. 21 days of riding, as I say. 14 hotels, because we had a couple of hotels where we had multiple nights. 1 broken wheel, as I said, 1 broken cable. 0 punctures. 0 accidents, touch wood. 0 illnesses for me. Obviously, as I've already mentioned, some including our mate John had medical advice and had to go home. I had to go home because they couldn't cope. There's one guy, apparently, I never met him, but went home on the first day. He had signed up for the full for the full 3 weeks, and on day 1 he went, it's too hard, I'm going home. And we never saw him again. I never saw him in the first place, but yeah, so there you go. Yeah, what other stats? 1 baddish day, as I said. God alone knows how many bananas, how many peanut butter and jam PBJ sandwiches, how many cups of coffee. 21 cans of Coke, because on the last feed stop every day I had a can of Coke and a chocolate bar. So 21 cans of Coke I know I had, and I never drink Coke. Several good friends made, hopefully. We had rain, heat, hailstones, snow, a tree felling type storm which brought trees down, and a lot of fun, but also a lot of hard work. So stats on the mileage. According to my Garmin, I added it up on the plane. I did around 2,270 miles and 158,659 feet of climbing. That's subject to change because, as we know, my Garmin looked like it was underselling my my mileage and climbing, so it could be a little bit more than that, but it's still quite a lot. And so that's that. I don't know if I'll ever do it again. I don't know if I'll be able to afford to ever do it again. Probably not. But at this stage, sitting here right now, would I do it again? I probably would, but not next year. But I probably won't do it again because of the expense of it. But it was a marvellous experience. Thoroughly enjoyed. And thanks to you guys, my fundraising page is 35 quid short of 5 grand, which is incredible. Because we had a banquet on the last night where 2 of the Waits brothers attended, the brothers of the guy that got killed, which is what the Memorial Trust is all about. And they spoke passionately. In fact, one of the brothers talked about how much we'd raised, and so far, and they think it always goes up slightly after the finish, because people then start donating based on finishing. A couple of my old job mates got their own back because one of the girl Lacey was my friend Lacey was doing the London Marathon. I said I wouldn't give her any sponsorship money until she did it, so she got me back by doing exactly the same thing. But so at the meal last night, the Rick Waits said we'd raised well over 500,000. They expect that to go up, which was a record for Le Loop. So I'm pretty proud of mine and John's small part in that, because we raised best part of 10 grand between us. So hopefully they'll keep doing good work with that. So yeah, other than the new Dog Walking McGreeny blogs that I'll be doing every day for the next 10 years, that's it. I think. So thanks if you have watched, and as I said yesterday, doesn't matter if you haven't. It was really something to keep the family informed, and for me in a couple of years' time when I forget everything. But yeah, it's been a journey. Thanks a lot. Bye.